Hey everybody, welcome back to our Endgame community. Thanks for joining us as always. I'm Pierre, he's Chris, and we're here to give you our favorite boom picks, the guys who we think might go off and carry your team in week 15. All right, so let's get things started. Chris, who's your first boom?
I am going to rely on Myles Gaskin in the first round of my fantasy playoffs. Why? Because it's the Jets. What did he do last time he played the Jets? 89 rushing yards, 3 catches, and a touchdown. No reason he can't do something similar to that. I know he's coming off of COVID, but he should be fine. He's going to have plenty of time to clear protocol. Hopefully he does. Obviously, you need to pay attention to that. But if he does, he's in a great spot here against the Jets. Every running back, not named Rex Burkhead or David Johnson, blows up against the Jets. So I think you've got to bite the bullet and just trust Myles Gaskin in the first round of your fantasy playoffs. It's too good of a spot to ignore.
Yeah, running back against the Jets, it's almost too obvious. And I do remember you did pick Gaskin last time they played the Jets as a boom. It paid off pretty well, so I'm going to trust you on this one. Now, Joe Mixon has been disappointing the last couple of weeks, just when he was blowing up and looking like one of the guys who could win you your league. Well, 54 and 58 yards on the ground the last 2 games. They've been passing the ball now again and trying to win through the air like they did early in the season. So which Bengals offense are we going to see this week? Well, Denver is a pretty tough defense. We might not see the best version of the Bengals offense, but they're going to have to keep it on the ground more against this defense, which is really good against the pass and just okay against the run. We've seen some running games thrive against the Broncos in the past. This is a defense, let me remind you, that just a week ago gave up 83 yards to Craig Reynolds. That's right, Craig Reynolds, look him up. I had to. So don't worry too much. This matchup might be a blow-up game for him. All right, who else do you think might blow up in week 15?
I've got Chris Godwin blowing up this week. There are 3 things you can count on in life: death, taxes, and Marshawn Lattimore shutting down Mike Evans. And that's what's going to happen this week, unfortunately. Marshawn Lattimore is going to shut down Mike Evans. But as we saw in that Buffalo game, it doesn't matter how good the defense is. This Tampa Bay offense, this Tampa Bay passing offense, is better than any defense on the planet. So Tom Brady, sure, he might not throw a lot to Mike Evans, but he's going to throw a ton to Chris Godwin in this game. Going to have a monster Chris Godwin game incoming. If you've got him on your fantasy team, you can start celebrating right now because he's probably going to win you your week and carry you on into week 16.
Agree. You know, I'm a Godwin fan. You've got to keep him in there. He's going to blow up for sure. Now, Nick Chubb hasn't been blown up. Another running back who, again, the last 2 weeks has been really disappointing. 59 yards and 16 yards in the ground. They just couldn't get it done against the Ravens. We've talked about this all week long. The Ravens have become a funnel defense, so that was a tough matchup for him. It's not going to be as tough against the Raiders. The Raiders give up the 6th most fantasy points per game to running backs and the 6th most touchdowns. And oh, by the way, Kareem Hunt has already been ruled out, not going to play. So Chubb is going to get all the touches here. Everything points to the Browns winning this game. They're going to do it on the ground, and it's going to be all Chubb. So we could see another signature game with 100 plus yards and a touchdown. I think Chubb is a lock to be a top 10 running back. Could even be one of the top fantasy scorers of the week. All right, let's keep going. Give me another boom.
Yeah, I've been really hot and cold on Brandon Ayuk this year, never really buying into him being, fantasy relevant. But I'm finally buying in to Brandon Ayuk. Going up against Atlanta, can't really ask for a much better spot. Atlanta is where offenses go to get right. Plus, you gotta like the fact that Deebo Samuel isn't really being used heavily in the passing game anymore. He's only had 6 combined targets over the last 3 healthy games that he has played. It looks like Kittle's the one there, and Ayuk is now the number 2. Finally out of the Shanahan doghouse, finally playing pretty much every snap, getting his share of targets. He has 6 or more targets in 4 straight games. If he gets 6+ targets in this game against Atlanta, he is absolutely going to feast. I think you have to start Brandon Ayuk in your fantasy playoffs this week.
Well, all I'll say about that is it's about time you join the bandwagon. All right, now, guy, I think honestly he's not getting enough credit. Not just saying this as a Dolphin fan, but in fantasy, Jalen Waddle has become an absolute lock as a top 20 receiver in PPR especially. Obviously, the Dolphins got off to a really slow start this season, and then Tua took a little bit of time, all those distractions, and then he got hurt. Jacoby Brissett at quarterback. And you know what? Ever since he's come back, the whole offense has been clicking, but especially the Tua Waddle connection, right? Former teammates in Alabama. So in the 3 starts that Tua has made since coming back from injury, Jalen Waddle is averaging 10 targets a game, 9 receptions a game, and 97 yards per game. That's right, averaging 97 yards a game. And I think that Waddle is somebody you really don't need to worry about. The rest of the season, the Dolphins have a great schedule. I might just put him as a boom every single week going forward. But against the Jets this week, he's a great start, and you got to keep him in your lineup. All right, let's close things out with one more boom apiece.
Well, I said Brandon Ayuk is going to boom, so let's say his quarterback is going to boom. That's right, I am calling Jimmy Garoppolo, a boom in Week 15. You may not know this, but Jimmy G has thrown for over 290 yards in each of the last 2 games and 2 touchdowns in each of the last 2 games. And those were against relatively tough defenses. Now he gets Atlanta, the second worst defense against quarterbacks. Kittle looks like a monster. That's a huge weapon for him. Ayuk is looking good. That's a huge weapon for him. He still does have Debo when he wants to. He's got the weapons, and in this matchup, I think he gets it done again. This could be a game where he finally hits that 300-yard mark. Definitely seems like a lock for 2 touchdowns. I think Jimmy G is going to have a huge game in Week 15. So if you're in a super flex league or you're desperate at QB, look for Jimmy G to carry your team onto the next round.
Yeah, look, all their weapons are finally back on the field healthy, and it shows San Francisco's peaking kind of at the right time. All right, and then for my final pick, I'm going to cheat and make it 2. Like, Allen Lazard had a nice game this past week, 6 catches, 75 yards, and a touchdown. A lot of people thought it would be Marquez Valdes-Scantling, right? MVS has been the guy who's made those big plays, had a couple of nice weeks before the bye. I think you can go with both because Baltimore, as I already said, is a funnel defense. They have been shutting down running games, and they are just leaving it wide open to wide receivers. Lazard coming off a big game, Valdes-Scantling can always make a big play. The Ravens secondary is just decimated with injuries. I think that Aaron Rodgers is going to have his way, and you can roll out Lazard and or MVS in your lineup. All right, those are our boom picks for Week 15. Let us know what you think. Hit us up with a comment, and you can join us on Discord. Information in the description below. We're here to help you win all season long, especially in the playoffs. All right, thanks for watching.